trouble with some of the professors, so I'm going to pass on that.
Ranking the top one is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Beatrice, and I'm an ambassador for the College of Engineering. So today we have Dr. Salman, and we're going to ask him to introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Dr. Abdullahi Salman. I'm an assistant professor in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department.
Awesome, thank you. So what classes are you currently teaching or have you taught?
This semester I'm teaching civil engineering materials, and it's a junior level class, and in that class students learn the properties of different materials that we use in civil engineering projects. So that include concrete, asphalt, timber, masonry, and so on. And in the fall, I teach the design of steel structures. So basically all type of structures made of steel, and that includes commercial buildings, industrial buildings, high-rise buildings, and even bridges. So we learn how to design the different structural components, the columns, the beams, the girders, the connections. I've also taught the design of reinforced concrete structures in the past.
That's really interesting, thank you. And what is your favorite class to teach out of the ones that you've taught?
My favorite is definitely civil engineering materials, which is what I'm teaching this semester. And the reason is because the class has a lab component. Actually, right now we are standing in the civil engineering materials lab. So students actually get to come here and actually mix concrete, mix asphalt, and break some of the specimens to determine the strength and other mechanical properties. You can see some of the samples that have already been broken. So I like to see, students getting dirty, mixing concrete, and that is definitely why it's my favorite.
I like that it's an application of what they're studying, so that's really interesting. What is something you wish students would understand about you as an instructor?
I think something that I want them to understand is, how much we care about them. All of us care extremely about our students. We care about their academic well-being. We care about mental well-being, and we care about their success.
Yes.
We measure our success by how much our students have succeeded in the real world. So that's what I want them to.
Thank you. Are you involved in industry or research outside of teaching?
Yes, so actually research is a major aspect of my work here at UAH, and my research focuses on the impact of natural hazards on infrastructure, and I mostly focus on coastal hazards, especially hurricanes, how hurricanes impact transportation infrastructure, the power grid, and water distribution systems. And the goal is to figure out how we can design, operate, and manage our infrastructure so we can minimize the disruption caused by natural hazards to the infrastructure systems.
That's really interesting. Do you have any opportunities for students to join you right now in your research?
Absolutely. We involve both graduate and undergraduate students in our research. All our faculty like to involve undergraduate students in our research. And we actually plan and budget for having undergraduate students in our research teams. And anytime we have positions, we advertise to the students. Right now I have positions for undergraduate students to join my research, and we typically pair them with our PhD students to help with the research. And I also encourage students just to approach the professors and learn about their research interest and whether they have any positions available.
That's great, thank you. What qualities do your most successful students typically have?
So we have a lot of smart students here at UAH, but that alone is not enough to be successful. I think one quality is self-discipline, right? You have to be consistent, and you also have to be persistent, and in everything, in terms of attending classes, paying attention in class, turning your homework in on time, and other aspects of college life. You have to be self-disciplined.
What makes a student stand out among the rest?
I would definitely say passion, right? I can easily tell which of my students are passionate about what they are learning, and especially students that are passionate about applying what they are learning to solve society's problems. Thinking about how can I solve society's problem when I become an engineer based on what I'm learning. So that's definitely something that makes students.
Thank you. If you have to rank types of engineering, who was at the bottom of that rank?
Bottom? I don't want to get in trouble, right? Definitely, I would say civil engineering is at the top. But if I probably try to name a bottom, I'll get in trouble with some of the professors. So I'm gonna pass on that.
Ranking the top one is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for students wondering if engineering is the right area for them?
Yeah, absolutely. My advice is try to learn about the different branches of engineering first. Engineering is a big umbrella, right? There are a lot of branches, and even within a single branch of engineering, there are a lot of sub-branches or specialties. So for example, in civil engineering, we can have 6 or 7 different sub-branches or specialties that include structural engineering, transportation engineering, environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering. So try to educate yourself about the different branches and sub-branches, and that will definitely help you make an informed decision rather than just thinking about it as engineering in general. Yeah.
Thank you. How did you know engineering was the right career for you?
So when I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a medical doctor. But I realized, I was better at math and physics than biology. And my uncle is a civil engineer, and I was fascinated by what he does. He's a highway engineer. So, it was always fascinating to drive on some of the roads that he actually helped design. And, based on that, I was sold.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Any advice for students coming into college in general?
Well, apart from the general advice that they will get, I would say, get to know different people in college, starting from students, especially students that are ahead of you. They have been through what you are going through. They have a lot of things to share, a lot of experience you can learn from them, and also get to know your professors. Some people believe that, it's not possible to, have a relationship with professors just like you do with like K-12 teachers, but that's not true actually. So I'll say get to know your professors. That will help you academically, and that will also help you professionally. And also, get to know a lot of other people and become well-rounded individual.
Yes, that's networking, right? So that's really important. Last question, just a really fun one. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
So I like coffee. I prefer the way coffee tastes, but the caffeine sometimes is not always the good idea, the best idea. So I drink more tea than coffee.
More tea. Yeah. Well, I think that's it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you at the showcase next week.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.